Alright, welcome back to Operation Tirpitz. This is going to be the recording for turn 9, July 1940 for the Italians. Before we get into it, I have a few things to update on the board that were incorrect on Seb's video. First, this destroyer that was on escort in A21 wants to move to A44 and join his brothers on escort. A infantry from London wants to walk into southern England, and a militia from London wants to rail to northern England. Also, the shipyard in southern England doesn't get 1 point of repair. Methodist can only send IPCs for one facility at a time. If they repaired the dockyard in Suez, he can't also repair 1 point for the shipyard in southern England, but that also consequently means that the Americans gain 1 IPP back that they spent on that Lend-Lease that they wouldn't have spent if they had done it correctly. Alright, let's move straight on. I rolled the tech off screen again on Dice Maiden. I got a hit with 7 on Advanced Airborne, which is fantastic. For the buys, I'm declaring 2 Advanced Airborne for 6 IPPs. One infantry for 3. 1 militia for 2. And 1 militia upgrade for 2. Clearing my bank. Alright, combat moves. First, I'm bombing the shipyard in Suez again with a strategic bomber from northern Italy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it has 2 range left to land in Tobruk. A heavy cruiser from M8 is going into M2. The transport in Malta is picking up both units in Malta, the artillery and the infantry, and going to Gibraltar and attacking there. The heavy cruiser is bombarding Gibraltar in the land fight. All 3 transport planes are picking up an airborne and attacking Gibraltar from northern Italy. Both tactical bombers in northern Italy are going to Gibraltar. And the medium bomber in Tobruk is flying to Gibraltar. Okay. From Tobruk, the seaplane is flying to M7 and attacking there, along with the TBD from M4 / Malta, and a I'm going to put the coastal submarine in M7 and the seaplane in M8. Alright. And also the remainder of my 15th Air, so both fighters, are engaging in a port raid in Suez. Hopefully, the AAA will be down after the Strat Bomber has bombed the AA. Okay. And then the remaining submarines in M8 are raiding the Atlantic line. Not the Atlantic, but Mediterranean line. And that should be all of my combat moves declared. Only a few of them. Alright, let's just get straight into them. The first thing I'm going to do is bomb the the dockyard with the strategic bomber. He gets 1 AAA roll against me with a hit 3, and I release my bombs regardless of whether or not he hits. Barely missed. So close. Okay, so the strap bomber does get to fly back home. And I do 2d6 of damage against the port. That's max damage. So that's all 5. Excellent. Alright. When that happens, he gets to scramble 3 ships out. I've already been in contact with Sipscullion. He has decided not to scramble any ships out of port, so they're all staying in port and participating in the port raid. The next thing I'm going to do is roll for the port raid. There's no AAA because the facility is completely damaged. So I get 2 fighters, 1 round of combat, and nothing gets to fire back. Excellent, 2 hits. I have also been in contact with Sipscullion regarding Lost Order. He has opted to take hits on both battleships as his first hits. And I believe the damage marker is right here. Excellent. Moving on to the next combat in M7, a coastal submarine, which is 2 hit 1, and a TBD, which is 2, versus a TBD. The submarine does get first strike because there are no destroyers present, and it missed. And both of the TBDs missed. Press. All misses. Press. Round 3. All misses. Round 4. All misses. Round 5. Hit, finally. Okay, so that combat is over. No losses for the Italians, and the TBD for the British is destroyed. And last but definitely not least is Gibraltar. I have participating in the first round 1 bombard, 1 infantry, 3 advanced airborne, 1 medium bomber, and 2 tactical bombers. The British have 2 infantry, a militia, fortification, which first strikes at 5, I believe. Yes, first strikes at 5. Okay, so they roll first. And 2 first strikes for the coastal artillery as well. So, let's see what they rolled. 1 coastal artillery and 2 fortification hits. Wow. Okay, so the coastal artillery is getting hit on the heavy cruiser, and 1 hit is going on the infantry that's amphibiously assaulting. That's mandatory. And another hit is going on an elite airborne. So I have 2 elite airborne, a medium bomber, and 2 tactical bombers attacking versus a militia and 2 infantry. Excellent. Okay, let's roll. 1 hit for the defenders, 2 target select hits for the attackers, and I'm going to hit both of the infantry with that. And 1 of those hits is going on another advanced airborne. Round 2, the artillery is present, which means the advanced airborne attacks at 3 in the mountains, and the artillery attacks at 2. So this is the dice for round 2. Miss and hits, so that combat is over, with 1 airborne and 1 artillery surviving. Okay, that's all combats declared. Let's go into the non-combats. Um, all of the aircraft from Gibraltar. Scratch that. The 2 tactical bombers and the medium bomber are flying to Sardinia. That's the only place they can reach. And the 3 transport planes are flying to northern Italy because they can reach there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. Okay. From the port in Suez, both fighters are flying back to Tobruk, as is the strategic bomber. I didn't roll for the submarine combat, or the submarine rating. So the left die is going to be my submarine, the right die is the convoy. Let's roll for the coastal submarine first. So +1 on the die roll for me. So that's 3 damage. Let's roll for the next coastal sub. No damage, and the submarine. No damage. So the British lose 3. Excellent. Okay. Okay, for non-combats, I am moving from Western Yugoslavia everything into Northern Italy. Western Yugoslavia is going to be clear. And that covers all of my non-combat movements. Okay, so let's start placing units. All of the units that are built at a factory, so the infantry and both airborne, are being built in northern Italy. The militia are being built. The militia and the militia upgrade are both being built in Tobruk. So the functional change is there's 1 additional infantry. The seaplane from M8 is going to land, going to stay on map in M8. Actually, no, he's gonna fly back to Tobruk as well. Okay. I do get to roll for capturing both of these import transports, which happens at the end of the combat. I'll roll for that using Dice Maiden. I need to find what results produce what outcomes. So I need to take a look at that. So I'll put that in housekeeping. Um, so for collecting income, I have 11 IPCs of production, and Gibraltar and the Mediterranean are clear. So I get an additional 4 IPPs for wartime bonus, bringing me up to 15. And that is the Italian turn complete, passing it off to Deathadist for his first wartime American turn. Good luck.